lovely people, welcome back to the Notes of Gracious YouTube channel. I know that I haven't posted in a while, and for those who have followed my videos since the beginning, know that I was talking a lot about my pregnancy journey and how I was becoming a single mom and my daughter. It is safe to say my daughter is here. She's already 3 months and a few days old, and she's amazing. She is so beautiful, and I'll definitely speak about her in future videos to come. But today I really wanted to talk about something that I've been working on and something that I've been going through. I was recently confronted with a situation that I really had to sit down and be like, okay, what are you doing with your life? Where are you going with your life? And I realized that one of the things that was bringing me down, one of the things that was limiting me, was how I spoke to myself. So today I want to talk to you about how speaking to yourself matters, whether it's good or bad, right? So I believe that if you master your inner voice, you master your life. How we talk about ourselves completely matters. I'm a type of person who lives a lot in the head. I think a lot, and for those who read the Bible, it says that death and life are in the power of the tongue, and that is so powerful. That is so strong. I don't think that we as people can underestimate how we talk about ourselves, because how we talk about ourselves can govern how we feel about ourselves, and how we feel about ourselves can determine how we show up in the world, can determine how we show up in relationships, can determine how we show up at work. So I want to encourage you to pay attention when you start speaking negatively about yourself. Do you call yourself ugly? Do you call yourself insecure? Do you call yourself immature? Do you think that you're not good enough? Top tier compliments should be how we're talking about ourselves daily. I say things to myself like, you're doing a good job, Gracious. Well done, Gracious. My therapist actually encouraged me to give myself a high five in the mirror every morning. It's silly to think about it, but if you think about it, you only give high fives to people that you believe in. You only give high fives to something that is good, something that is great. So I've been trying my best to practice that every morning. Look myself in the mirror, be like, high five, Gracious, you're doing a good job. So try to notice when you start speaking negatively about yourself, or when you start thinking really negative thoughts about yourself. Try to notice that and be like, not doing it, not gonna happen, not speaking about myself like this, and change those words and change those thoughts about yourself, and really try to focus on the positive things. Self-criticism in specific areas is completely okay, but how do you come out of that? What do you do after you've thought those thoughts, if that makes sense? I believe that positive self-talk is such a powerful tool to create confidence, to help you just build up a really good self-esteem. So I'm still a single mom, and I plan on teaching my daughter that how she speaks to herself matters, who she is matters, how she shows up in the world matters. And I believe it starts with the power of her tongue. Even if you mess up in life, look, messes can be cleaned up. There are solutions to problems, even if you drastically messed up and you're at the bottom, you're at rock bottom. Messes can be cleaned up. That is something positive that you can say to yourself. So I wrote something down earlier this morning, and I said, what you say to yourself matters. And we get that because it's common sense, right? How you speak to yourself matters. Everybody knows that. It's common sense. But somewhere in life, most of us have stopped saying we're gonna make it. Most of us have stopped saying you're a great person. Most of us have stopped saying I am proud of you. And instead, we're struggling with saying things like, you don't matter, you're not good enough, I hate my life, I don't want to be here anymore. And I believe if we can just get to a point where we're able to be like, not doing it, not thinking like this, not going to say this about myself, as hard as it may be, I believe that we will start to live a more fulfilled life. Be encouraging to yourself, be supportive to yourself, be proud of yourself. There is no reason most of us should not be living a proud life. And like I will say again, messes can be cleaned up. Negative thoughts or negative self-talk can easily become an identity. And I want to encourage you, do not let that become part of your identity. Remember, you are good at life. You're alive for a reason. You were created for a reason. You're a mother for a reason. You're a wife and a friend and a sister and a daughter and a boss and a manager at work for a reason. It is because you're good at life. So when I was confronted with this terrifying situation, I really had to sit myself down and be like, Gracious, you could easily fall into a trap right now where you start speaking terrible words about yourself, and you cannot fall into that trap. You cannot do that. You cannot be this person. You've always been focused, you've always been strong, you've always been determined, and God is on your side because you believe in Him. So I just really want to encourage you, how you speak to yourself matters. Master the inner voice, I believe that you can master your life. Once you begin to speak positively about yourself, calling yourself beautiful, once you start to say it, a part of you will believe it, and once you start believing it, you can live it. So I want to encourage you, family, speak really kind words to yourself. Teach your children to speak really kind words to themselves. Just love your family and just love your life and just love who you are. I am still working on this, by the way. I'm still working on this every single day, where I have to remember to speak good words about myself, to let go of any negative thoughts I have about myself and try to focus on the positive, good things, because death and life are in the power of the tongue. Send those thoughts and those negative words back where they belong. They do not belong in your life. They do not belong into my life. So I hope this video was helpful, and I will catch you on next week with the next YouTube video. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.